For the first time in recorded history, the world has reached beyond 100 million people displaced by violence and conflict. We've never seen that before. The reason that so many people now flee is that there are more conflicts, more protracted conflicts. Conflicts do not end. We have had now conflict in Afghanistan for 2 generations, and then new conflicts come on. 10 years ago, it was the Syrian conflict that started. Now it's the Ukraine conflict this year, and Ukraine has produced in 6 months 14 million displaced people, 7 million internally displaced in Ukraine and 7 million to other European countries. It's a tremendous challenge for humanity that we're not able to resolve conflict and prevent conflict, and we're not really able to make conditions safe enough for people to return, and we end up by endless, challenging, vast humanitarian emergencies. In most of these places where we work, whether that would be in the Horn of Africa, in the Sahel, in Myanmar, or in Colombia, the majority are women and children. Half of the people displaced are young, children or youth. They are often accompanied by their mothers. There cannot be peace if there is institutional, rampant, violent racism. We have to fight racism in all its forms. We have to fight discrimination in all its forms. What we have documented in the Norwegian Refugee Council is that 10 out of 10 of the most neglected emergencies on earth, the most forgotten, the least talked about, the worst funded, the worst serviced by diplomatic and political initiatives, all of these 10 are in Africa. So I think there is an inbuilt also racism that we are reacting more if it's close to home in Europe or North America, and we're not really helping if it's far away and if it is in Africa. We are seeing climate change now unfolding like never before in country after country and situation after situation. And of course, those who are first and hardest hit are those who did nothing to produce climate change. It's the poorest people. 3 to 5, 6 times more people per year are displaced by natural disasters now than by all conflict combined. It just shows how natural disasters fueled by climate change, the floods in Pakistan now, the drought in Somalia now, all of these natural disasters are fueled by climate change. And they're hitting really the most vulnerable communities first and hardest. So we can and we must both curb climate gas emissions so that we avoid catastrophe all over the world, but as we do that, we need to also give help, disaster risk reduction to the most vulnerable communities. We need to have effective humanitarian work so that people are getting their basic needs covered, including food, health, water, sanitation, education, legal aid so that they can get their rights, etc. Secondly, they need development. They need investment in livelihood. They need hope for a better future. But thirdly, they also need peace and security, conflict resolution. So humanitarian, developmental and peace work has to go together for these conflicts and crises to be resolved.